Friends, I welcome you all to our today's session. And let us continue our discussion on this financial system of India. In our previous few sessions, we have already discussed what are the various components of financial system. Briefly, we have noted that thing. We had understood. Today, we'll go deep into that. We'll try to understand what are the various components of the financial system in details. Some of the components we might be familiar with some of these components. Some of these components might be new to us, but whenever we talk about the financial system, the one thing is certain that it will be involving various components, and this combination of these components, various components, is referred to as a financial system. Let me share the screen with you right now. Hope you are able to see the screen. And in previous sessions, I had already shown you this particular slide. This slide describes components of Indian financial system, as you can look at this. So if you see, it's broadly you can watch, there are 5 components. Can you read them? This particular column, can you read what is this particular component? Can you tell me what is written here?
Sir, financial institution.
Financial institution.
Very good.
Financial
Institution.
financial market, financial loss.
Yeah. So primarily, if you see, these are the 5 type of components. If you say financial institution, this financial regulators, financial market, financial assets or financial instruments, then financial services. All of them forms a part of, or the combination of this can be referred to as our financial system. And coming to financial institutions alone, so they can be again classified into 2 categories. Can you read them out? What is this? What are the 2 categories of financial institutions?
Banking institution, non-banking institution.
Non-banking institution.
Yeah, it may be banking and non-banking. And coming to banking part, it can be, they can be commercial banks, they can be cooperative banks, they can be regional rural banks, they can be foreign banks. There are other ways of classifying them also, like scheduled bank, non-scheduled bank, like this we can also classify. Okay, so coming to commercial banks, they can be private sector banks or public sector banks. That is again classification of commercial banks can happen like that. And this is how financial institutions can be classified. This portion can be referred to as financial institutions in our financial system. And coming to financial regulators, some of the regulators you might be knowing, we'll be learning in detail about that. You know, RBI is a regulator, SEBI is a regulator, IRDA is a regulator, like this. So, okay, different regulators are there. And coming to financial market, in Indian market, we can classify them into 2 categories. One is organized sector and unorganized sector. Organized sector, these are the 2 important things. You might be knowing this. Can you read it? What are the 2 types of classification of organized sector market? Can you read?
So capital market, money market.
Money market.
Yes, good. Capital market and money market. And this capital market again can be of 2 types. One is, can you read what is one? What is second one?
Secondary market, primary market.
Secondary market and primary market. We need to understand how these markets are different. What are the products which are bought and sold in this market? Right. So primary market and secondary market will be understanding. Then coming to the financial services, you see certain services are called as a fund-based services. Fund-based services mean where fund is involved, money is involved. For example, suppose there is an institution which is giving you a loan. That institution is, let us say that institution is bank. So bank is giving you a loan. Now when bank is giving you a loan, whether a fund is involved, bank's fund is involved in that, bank's money is involved. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that service we can refer to as fund-based service. That means bank has to give it bond. Let us say one more service bank is also providing. For example, let us say you are going to bank to apply for a DD. You want to make a demand draft. So you are depositing money with the bank and bank is giving you DD. Whether bank's money is involved or it is your money,
No, sir.
bank's money is not involved. But still bank is giving you a service. And for that thing, it is charging you a fee. So this kind of services are called as a fee-based service. Fund is not involved, but fee is in. So these financial institutions provide certain services which can be fund-based and certain services can be non-fund-based or fee-based services. Understood this concept? Okay. And coming to fund-based, you see leasing, hire purchase, trade credits, bill discounting, factoring, insurance, all these type of services, fund is it. And fee-based, like issue management services, merchant banking services, credit rating services, debt restructuring services, stock broking services. All these are the services which are fee-based services. So this is, you can say, broad outline of our financial system. If you have not understood any terms which are written here, please let me know. I'll be explaining what are these services. If you know something, if you do not know, if you want some explanation, please let me know. I'll be explaining you about that. Okay, is it clear to you? Yeah, if it is clear to you, then one by one we'll see. Now, this is what I told you. Financial institutions can be banking institution, non-banking institution. Financial markets can be money market, capital market. There are two other category of markets are also there. One is forex market, commodity market. Coming to financial instruments, we can classify them like money market instruments, capital market instrument, derivative instrument. These are, you see, different ways we can classify the financial, these components of financial system. Financial services, there is one more way of classifying is that general banking services, insurance services, investment services, forex services. And financial regulators, there are many regulators. We can know that we can say regulator for banking sector, regulator for insurance sector, like this. So in different other ways also, now you have seen, we'll be able to classify the components of financial system. Understood up to this? Now let us discuss one by one primary components. Let us talk about the first item that is called as the financial institutions. They play a very important role in our financial system. And these institutions can be of private sector or can be of government entities also. Right. So in both category of financial institutions are there. Government institutions and private institutions. These financial institutions work as an intermediary between the depositors and investors. Suppose you think of a bank. Bank collects money from the depositors and provides loan to the lenders. So bank is acting as an intermediary between these two. Between the depositor and investor, bank is acting as an intermediary. So, you know, there are some people who are having excess fund and some people which are in need of fund. And bank as a component, or you can say financial institution as a component of financial system, fulfills that gap. The gap between the lenders and borrowers are fulfilled by the bank. That's the role of financial institution, you can say. And these banks can be, or these financial institutions can be, it can be a bank, it can be an insurance company, it can be a stockbroker, and all these institutions helps in fulfilling the gap between the lenders and borrowers. And one way of classifying these institutions are like this. We can call some institutions are banking institutions, some institutions are non-banking institutions like insurance companies, mutual funds, stockbrokers, etc. They are non-banking institutions. But banking institutions, what they do banking business. Banking business means they accept deposits, and they distribute loans. That is banking business. And in our country, there is a system of scheduled banks. Have you heard of the term scheduled banks? Many people talk about this is a scheduled bank, it is not a scheduled bank. What is a scheduled bank? What is it not?
Yes, sir.
Heard of this? Yeah, you know this thing, right? So
The
scheduled bank,
banks which are,
yeah, tell me.
sir, the banks which are coming under second schedule of RBI Act 1934 are scheduled
Fantastic,
banks.
fantastic. If you are coming under Schedule 2 of Reserve Bank India as schedule, you can find, you can tell them as a schedule bank. You can check, you can go to the RBI site, you can check which are the banks which are scheduled bank. They may be commercial banks, there may be cooperative banks. There are certain cooperative banks which are scheduled, which are non-scheduled. You can find out the list. If the bank's name is there, we can report them as scheduled bank. So you can check home, you can check yourself from RBI website, which are the banks which are scheduled banks. You know that thing. That's good. So this is about financial institutions. Now coming to the next component, which is called as the financial market. So in any market, you know what happens? Transactions happens. Transactions means if someone is having excess money, it should be able to deposit in that market. If someone is in need of money, you should be able to collect it from the market. So that means both buying and selling can happen in this place, which is called as the market. Right. So we can classify this financial market in these four broad categories. One is called as the money market. Money market means it is meant for very short-term securities. And as such, market means where all these financial instruments or securities are bought and sold. Financial instruments are bought and sold, or financial assets are bought and sold. So money market instruments means they are very short-term securities, like treasury bills, repurchase agreements or repos, commercial papers. These are traded. And here, short-term means within 1 year, below 365 days. The maturity period is definitely below 365 days. We'll refer to that instrument as a money market instrument. So those money market instruments are bought and sold in this market, that is called as a money market. Now, next category of market is the capital market, where long-term securities. Long-term securities means these are the securities which maturity period is definitely more than 1 year. Like stocks, bonds, debentures are traded. So these stock exchanges, these recognized stock exchanges that we hear, whether at national level or at international level, they are basically the capital market. There people collect long-term money, long-term, let us say, funding arrangements are made through this capital market. For example, let us say someone is collecting through equities. Let us say a company is issuing equity shares. Company is not thinking to pay it back in near future. Therefore, it is a long-term security. Same also if the company or a entity is issuing a bond or debenture, is collecting money for a longer period of time. So this long-term securities are bought and sold in the market, which is referred to as capital market. Primary market is one class of capital market. When I say primary market, as you know, the new instrument, that is instruments of the financial assets, which have never been issued earlier, is issued or traded for the first time. First time it is traded. And secondary market means which has already been issued in the primary market. Subsequently, it is traded. Okay, suppose an example is that suppose an initial public offer is made by a company. That IPO will be traded in a market which is called as the primary market. But somebody who has purchased that IPO, if he is reselling it, is selling it to someone. So that trading happens in secondary market. Derivative market is a different kind of market where some underlying some rights of some underlying assets are traded. It may come in the form of future, it may come in the form of option. But derivative is a different kind of financial instrument or a different kind of financial asset. And why it is different? Because the value of that asset depends on some underlying asset. If the price of underlying asset changes, the value of this asset will change. I will be explaining you subsequently what is a derivative item. If those derivative instruments like futures and options are traded in the market, we call it as a derivative market, popularly called as F&O sector or F&O market. That is called derivative market. Forex market, you see, foreign exchanges are also bought and sold in the financial market. That particular market where this forex are bought and sold are referred to as forex market. Commodity market, you must be knowing there are commodity exchanges in your country. So certain commodities like gold, silver, crude oil, etc. are bought and sold in this market. Right to purchase those commodities are in fact bought and sold in this market. Okay, this is how we can classify the financial market into 4 categories: money market, capital market, forex market, and commodity market. Is it clear to you up to this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine, thank you. Now, third component of financial market is called as financial instruments. So first I told you what? Financial institution. Second is financial market. Third category is financial instruments. Financial instruments means financial products or financial assets which are bought and sold in the market. Financial market already you know. And in this market, different kind of financial instruments are bought and sold. You can call them as certain monetary documents or monetary contracts which are traded in the financial market. A financial market means it may be in the money market, maybe in the capital market, maybe in the derivative market, maybe in the forex market. These contracts are these documents are referred to as financial instruments. And we can classify them again broadly into categories: money market instrument and capital market instrument. So depending upon the market, different instruments are bought and sold. Here are some examples of money market instruments. As you know, the money market is for extremely short-term financial instruments. Short-term investments are traded or short-term funding arrangements can be made from this market. So these are the examples of instruments which are traded in the money market. First example is CD. CD means the certificate of deposits. So these are in fact certain monies which are lent, that means which are given as loan to certain corporations or companies, just like fixed deposits. But these are given in the dematerialized form. They are called the CD or certificate of deposits. Just like FD, the certificate of deposits are issued by corporates and these are traded in the short-term market. Commercial papers are one more kind of money market instrument. So these are again unsecured short-term debt instruments. So large cap companies having good reputation, companies have good say financial background, can issue commercial papers. And the maturity period of the commercial paper may vary from 7 days to 1 year. So through these instruments, companies collect short-term borrowings from the financial market. So this is one more kind of money market instrument. Treasury bill is one more kind of money market instrument which is issued by central government, and it has maturity period up to 1 year. That is maximum time for which these treasury bills are issued as for 364 days. So different point of time treasury bills are available. You can visit RBI website, you can find out what is the treasury bill rate today, what is the rate of interest, you can find it out. So these treasury bills are also short-term securities. Repurchase agreements are repos. This is again an arrangement. It's money market. So here what happens, the commercial banks and other financial institutions borrow money from Reserve Bank of India for a certain period, maybe for one night. They borrow some money at an interest rate And this arrangement is referred to as repo or repurchase. They have to pay back hardly. Call money is again a very short-term loan which is granted for 1 day. It can be repaid on the next day. It can be repaid at any time on call. Therefore, it is called as a call money. Commercial bills are one more kind of money market instrument which are traded in the money market and utilized to raise funds against receivables. So this practice of raising funds at a discount is called as bill or invoice discount. That means you might have heard it in accounting. Also, you might have studied the concept of bill discounting. That bill is raised and it is discounted in the market. And the person who discounts it gives some money. This is how funds are generated. So that bill discounting is referred to as the commercial bill. This commercial bills are get discounted. That can be purchased. So they are also short-term money market instruments. Bankers acceptance. So you can say this is a kind of loan to certain stipulated banks. One banker accepts a liability that is called as the banker's acceptance, and these bankers' acceptances are also treated like a money market instrument. These are the examples of some instruments which are traded in money market, and all these instruments you can find out they are short-term instruments. Short-term in the sense the maturity period is always less than 1 year. Is it clear to you?
Yes.
So
Sir,
Yes,
actually
sir.
we have a class. So we have another class now.
just a minute.
Yes, sir.